Hi artists, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you another idea from the Surrealists. So if you watched the Exquisite Corpse video, that was a game from the Surrealists where you could make silly creatures like the ones on this slide. Today we're going to be talking about something that's often called looking into or seeing into, and it comes from artist Salvador Dali. Dali is probably one of the most famous Surrealist artists. He called this activity paranoid critical method, and it was a way of looking at familiar things in an unfamiliar way. So Salvador Dali looked at this photograph. As you look at it, maybe think about what you see. And when he looked at it, he didn't just see people or some type of hut or round structure. He actually saw a face. And then he painted this artwork inspired by what he saw. I'm going to turn that painting sideways, and you might be able to see the face now. The nose, the mouth, the eyes. So when he looked at this photograph, he didn't just see a photograph, he saw a face hiding in there. Artist Andre Masson also did this. He put gesso, which is kind of like a paint that covers the canvas on his canvas, then just dumped sand and saw where it stuck. And from those sand shapes made this whole artwork called the Battle of Fishes. You might have done this yourself sometime, looking at clouds and seeing shapes in those. So a way to do this at home with materials that you have there is to take coffee or tea and just spill some in different shapes on a paper. You could also use watercolor, and at the end of the video I'm going to show you this, and turn it into something new. So these are some that some artists did at school with watercolor. Spilling it, letting it dry, and seeing what their brains and imaginations could turn those globs and droplets into. So now it's your turn to learn how to do it and try yourself. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my coffee or tea and spill some of it on my piece of paper. This is a great activity to do outside if it's nice out, or in a place where it's okay if a little bit of a mess gets made. Now I can move my color around by tilting my paper. I could use a brush, a paintbrush, and move it around. I could also take a straw and get down close and blow to make the coffee go into different designs. Now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. I like to leave some of the darker puddles because it shows up with a darker color when it dries, or you can let it dry for a little while and then dump off the rest, which is what I did with this one that I did yesterday. So now that I have my splatters ready and they're dry, I can use any materials I want. Pens, pencils, crayons, oil pastels, to try to turn these into something new. So I'm going to turn mine different directions and try to figure out an idea for what I see. I see some type of kind of animal flying right here in the sky. Maybe it's some kind of animal with this big hat on. I could color it in, and from here I could take this animal and then make a whole story just about this one thing, or I can try to find different things throughout the whole picture. So have fun spilling paint or spilling coffee or tea and looking into it to see what you can find.